Ryan Trahan has started this candy company called Joyride, except he actually hasn't, and we should talk about that. If you're watching this, you're probably already aware of Ryan Trahan launching his new candy brand, Joyride, but it looks like it might not be all him, as is detailed in this Reddit post. Before you buy Joyride, read this. First off, this video is insanely well made and extremely impressive, there's no question about that, referencing the my last video or something where Ryan Trahan essentially clickbaits just to be able to promote the candy. However, I have to admit, I was skeptical about this being Ryan's true passion and not just a creative way to sell out a pre-existing candy company that needed a charismatic face. In fact, I still am. Now, this post goes on to then claim that the Joyride candy company and the candy brand has been around for years, essentially implying that Ryan has lied about having launched this new candy brand, but rather he's just become the face of a brand that has existed for like over a decade. Now, I want to pause right here and say I am a fan of Ryan Trahan. I've kept up with him for years. I've watched most of the videos that he puts out. I'm just an enjoyer of the things that he creates. But a lot of the brand that he's built for himself is around authenticity, and I think it makes sense that people would be off-put or would rub them the wrong way if he was suddenly and weirdly dishonest about this specific thing in this specific instance of him starting a candy company. Now, we're gonna look at the proof in the Reddit post to see if it holds up, but first it's important to get the word straight from the man's mouth about what this company is and what it's for, and so we are going to watch the last bit of his launch video. You're probably familiar with this, like I said, and it's talking about it's a skit. It's a good, funny, well done skit advertising it, and in this last bit he's like walking through a sea of people to get to the Joyride candy, and then this is what he has to say.
How are you going to tell the world?
Hey guys, yeah, so this is me launching my new candy brand, Joyride. Isn't that a fun name? My face is on it. We're starting off with 4 flavors: strawberry, blue raspberry, pink lemonade, and green apple. Y'all know I love candy, but all of the top brands are packed with horrible ingredients.
And then he goes on to give value propositions about why his candy company, or excuse me, his candy brand is better than the competitors. So the specific wording he used here is important because he says he's launching a new candy brand, Joyride, implying that it is new. And then along with that, he also has this website for the candy, there it is, in which he says, "Hey guys, Ryan here. I just wanted to say thanks for checking out Joyride. I've been working on this in the background for the past year. I dreamed of a different candy, one made without artificial sweeteners, colors, and without a ton of sugar. The result was Joyride, candy that tastes like candy without all the added junk. I'm excited to share it with all of you and can't wait to hear what you think." All of the wording on this website is very intentional to imply that this is a new thing that was created by Ryan, when in reality it looks like he actually didn't and actually was just hired on to be the face of a company that already existed. And to be clear, there's nothing wrong with that, but it does make sense that people would be a bit off-put by the lack of honesty and information when Ryan's been pretty open and honest about everything else that he does. So let's jump over to the Reddit post and see if it holds up. We've already read this first part, and he says, Ryan says this is his, quote, new candy brand, unquote, but it already has an Amazon page with reviews dating back to September of last year. On these pages, although the packaging says Joyride, the brand is listed as Project 7. I did some more research, and it turns out a guy named Tyler Merrick started a company called Project 7, later renamed Joyride in 2008, quote, with a vision to provide better sweet treats while also helping fund critical areas of need like hunger, clean drinking water, and shelter. Here's a Forbes article that was written about him that compares him to Willy Wonka. I'm not accusing Ryan of anything, but it does seem this whole thing is extremely suspicious, and I hope he provides more context regarding his relationship with the company he is advertising. He's using phrases such as, quote, launching and, quote, starting off, but clearly the brand has been around for a lot longer than this implies. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this. I really do enjoy Ryan's content and consider myself a fan, but I think this topic does seriously need to be addressed. And we're going to look at all of it, but I've checked everything on this Reddit post and the links given, and it does seem to check out. Here is the Amazon storefront that he's referencing. It's different from the actual product page. This is the storefront, which is where you show all of the things you have, and as you can see, it is under the label name Project 7. There's the website that we looked at a second ago, and here is the specific Joyride candy actual page that was being sold on Amazon. It says visit the Project 7 storefront, and as you can see, first I want to point out, Ryan is not anywhere on this packaging. The packaging looks a little different, but not too different. But it's clear this existed before Ryan Trahan because there's no mention of him anywhere on this Amazon page. And then if we go down, because he talked about reviews, we can see that there are reviews from September of 2023, long before Ryan announced that this was a thing. And it's also worth noting that they're pretty bad. Awful, no, do not order, a horrible taste and texture, taste is subjective, which is a good one, suboptimal taste and texture, and these are from months, sometimes many months before Ryan Trahan ever announced that he was involved with this. Moving on, the Redditor then provided a screenshot of Joyride from back when before Ryan was on, posting on their LinkedIn about the fact that they're now in Targets. Have you heard the hype? Joyride Zero Sugar Candy is officially at Target. We are thrilled and cannot wait to see our brand grow to one of our biggest retailers to date. This was a team effort, and we cannot say enough about the team who helped us accomplish this new milestone. Want to find a bag or 5 at Target? Check out our store locator to find a store near you. And I did type in this link into Google, and it just takes you to what is now the main Joyride Sweets candy page, which is this one, because that has the rest of the candy company has been purged in favor of putting Ryan all over it. The next thing he talked about was the Forbes article, and here it is: how Project 7's Tyler Merrick channeled his inner Willy Wonka to turn around his gum startup. And in case anyone is noting that Project 7 is different from Joyride Candy, here's a bit on Joyride. Tyler Merrick started Joyride, previously Project 7, in 2008 with a vision to create better sweet treats while also helping fund the critical areas, yada yada. That's what we saw earlier, and it says candy you can truly feel good about eating 7 days a week. And then if we go on to the Apollo IO page, which tracks businesses, revenues, so on and so forth, it says Joyride is the next chapter from Project 7, founded in 2008. JoyrideSweets.com is the website, which takes you to, this website, which is where we are now. And also right on their LinkedIn page, it says the Joyride is the next chapter from Project 7. Then here's Tyler Merrick's LinkedIn page. You get the idea. There's basically no way to deny the fact that Tyler Merrick started a company called Project 7, which he later rebranded to Joyride, and then brought Ryan Trahan on to be the face of. My guess is that he saw how well other candy companies or YouTuber product companies were doing, things like Prime and Feastables and Happy Dad Seltzer and so on, and so he also wanted that for his company, which makes sense. So he looked around and realized that Ryan Trahan is local because they're both located in Austin, Texas, and so he brought him on to kind of be the face of the company, and then built this whole brand relaunch with Ryan at the forefront of it. And they talk about that in this LinkedIn post where they say, we've got some pretty sweet and sour news to share. Watch the launch of our new partner and chief creative officer, Ryan Trahan, debut our newest candy creation, available now on our site only and about to be sold out. And then this just takes you to his My Last Video, where he's promoting the candy. And I want to say that there's absolutely nothing wrong with this, but I do understand people wishing he had been more honest about where he came from, how he got involved with this company, and what the partnership actually looks like, because Ryan Trahan didn't start or build this. This is just a rebranding around him as his online brand and personality. It carries a lot of weight, so it makes sense that people would want there to be more information. His YouTube channel and career is built around authenticity, and this doesn't come across as authentic. And I think this Reddit comment, surprisingly enough, sums it up pretty well. I wish they'd just be upfront about white labeling instead of making up these stories about how they invented a snack. You're a YouTuber, not Willy Wonka. Just be honest and your fans will be happy. And this is a very valid point. If Ryan Trahan had said, I'm teaming up to be a partner with this small family-owned candy company out of Austin, Texas, and we're going to be taking on the big, less ethical companies like Nestle and Hershey's and Mars and whatever, that would have been a great story. A huge YouTuber teaming up with a tiny local family-owned candy company in order to be able to make something bigger is an awesome story that I could have absolutely gotten behind, along with a lot of other of Ryan's fans, I'm sure. But this kind of weird gray area is just kind of strange as a decision to make, especially when your whole brand is, look at me, I'm authentic, I'm a real person doing these real things, but in this specific instance, I'm going to be sketchy and gray about it. And I just don't know how I feel about that. But let me know what you think, or if it's blown out of proportion, or if you think I'm dumb. Whatever you have to say, I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching.